Alright, what's going on, guys? Try back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video giving my thoughts. We got the official title and descriptions for episodes 2 and 3 for The Walking Dead Season 8. We got some interesting words here in the descriptions we're going to get into. Then after that, we'll give our thoughts on a recent interview with JDM, where he talked about doing a backstory episode for Negan. And I'll put the links in the description for you guys to all three of these, so you go ahead and check them out. First for episode 802, and then for 803, and then the JDM, Jeffrey D. Morgan, Negan interview with Entertainment Weekly, where he talks about the Negan backstory episode and us getting to see that. So let's start with the familiar face returning. So, of course, right away I'm looking through Walking Dead news, and I see Morales, and I'm like, damn it! So we're going to have to see, are they going to bring him back or not? I mean, at this point, I just wish they would frickin' do it, because, you know, I am tired of this. So okay, let's get to the description. So episode 802 is called The Damned. All right, The Damned. It says, the plan involving Alexandrians, Kingdomers, and Hilltoppers, I like that one, Hilltoppers, unfolds as Rick continues to fight. He encounters a familiar face. So of course, when you read familiar face, there's all the speculation. Is it Heath who has returned? Has Heath returned already? Don't think so, because I think in terms of timing, Corey Hawkins probably wouldn't have been ready to start filming, I think, at the beginning of the season, which would have been back in May or June. So I don't think it's Heath, but that's what some sites claim. The next big one was Morales, of course. Of course it's going to be Morales. I don't know how this could be, you know, a familiar face. I mean, it could just be somebody like Dwight or Eugene or somebody like that. Like, it could be nothing, you know what I mean? It could just be like, oh yeah, we saw him last season, he's familiar, they see him again. But the way it's worded is a little bit strange, because it's like, in terms of that world, he just saw Eugene with a loudspeaker, you know, like, giving him a warning. So, you know, it's like it wouldn't be like a thing, like, encounters a familiar face. I mean, I suppose it could be just wordy because they're trying not to let us know, you know, who it could be. But it was really funny, because once I saw those pictures of Morales, I was like, oh, darn it, here we go again. So I'm expecting to see more of that. I personally, at this point, would be down for Morales to come back, because the fans just won't let it die. And it's not even just you guys or me or whatever. I mean, I'm just looking around at news articles here, and I start seeing pictures of Morales from season 1 with a bat, you know, killing the zombie. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? You know, so we did create a petition. Maybe I'll see if I can find the link to that one that we created last year, and I'll put it in the description if any of you guys want to try to vote. Bring Morales back is going to be the petition. So it's kind of ridiculous at this point. I don't think it's Morales, let's be honest here, but it's just funny how people, like, you know, the fan base is keeping him alive right now. Like, in terms of the story, you know, after season 1, he's gone, and it's like, you never expect to see him back again, but if the fans just won't let it die, I almost think like they got to do it. You know, it's one of those things. It's like killing off Daryl, right? There's so much fan demand to see Daryl riding his motorcycle, like, all the time. It doesn't matter, you know. It's like, can they really kill Daryl off? Like, can they really? Okay, they can do it, but are they really going to do it? You know, when there's that much fan demand? I don't think so. So fan support is definitely number one for plot armor. And I think that Morales has some fan support. So people do want to see it. At this point, I don't care if it doesn't make sense. You know, it'd be cool to see it happen. If he was to come back, who would he be with? Would he be with the heapsters, the junkies, the junkyard group, scavengers, or would it be like he shows up as a savior at an outpost all of a sudden? I think the junkyard group would make more sense if he was to see him again. That would be cool to see, like, him be one of the junkyard people, because he could be wearing like some kind of junk mask or something, and then take his junk mask off, and Rick could be like, you know Andrew Lincoln's look when he gives you a look like, you know, he's not quite sure what he's looking at, and the camera zooms in. He's done it like 100 times throughout the series already. I don't get tired of it. I'm not complaining. It's just he does it a lot. You know, he gives him that Rick look, like he's not sure, and then, you know, the camera, you know, turns, and you see the other person who he's looking at or what he's looking at. So, I mean, really, unless you're privy to spoilers, there's really no way to say who this familiar face is. I personally think it's just wording and think it's like not even somebody big at all. But, you know, the episode does sound kind of cool, 802, The Damned. I'm thinking that this is probably one of the Savior's outposts that Rick and the others are probably going to, or it could be the Junkyard Group. We'll have to see how that fits in. I do like the name The Damned with the junkies because it just sounds cool for people that live in a junkyard, you know, like The Damned. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll have to see how the fight goes and how this all goes down. Episode 3 is called Monsters, so that's kind of cool too. So kind of similar with The Damned and then Monsters. Conflict with the Saviors leads to unintended consequences for the Hilltop, the Kingdom, and Alexandria. Morality proves tricky in wartime. So we'll have to see what this means. Did these survivors somehow give them a chance, or, you know, did they give them sympathy or something in the premiere, and then afterwards in episode 3 here somehow is, you know, causing some unintended consequences, causing some backlash, or did they give them a chance? Did they show them mercy, which is the title of episode 1, and then after they showed them mercy, now is there some kind of, you know, retribution, back and forth fighting, like a back push from the Saviors, or could it be the Junkyard Group is somehow, you know, ganked a part of the group and taken Rick captive or something like this? We did see in the trailer there that it looks like Rick is inside some kind of big storage container. So this isn't really spoilers. All this stuff is in the trailer if you know, slow down the trailer enough to look at the scenes. So we'll have to see what that refers to as well, too. But The Damned and Monsters, I do like the name of the episodes. I think they're cool. And either way, the first few episodes of the season should be really exciting. Gimple said the first 4, right? So the first 4 should be wicked exciting. I'm excited for that. So, and then we'll have to see if we're going to see Morales return. And you guys can write your comments below, of course, on who you think this familiar face is and what your predictions are. Not spoilers, though. You know, if we keep it like that, predictions. Yeah, let's do that. And the next part from JDM, who says that he wants a Negan backstory episode. So this one's really cool. So it says Negan made quite the entrance in the season 6 finale of The Walking Dead, and then spent season 7 terrorizing our heroes. But actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan tells Entertainment Weekly that we're going to see more sides to the big bad in season 8, which premieres October 22nd on AMC. Quote unquote, it says, we're going to start seeing slivers of who this guy is beyond the brutality that we saw in season 7, says Morgan. The most fascinating stuff that I've got to do this year is seeing behind the leather jacket. So that's kind of cool. So it sounds like we might already, he says slivers here, so we might start to see a few little things here about Negan's backstory. I don't think that we're going to see a whole Negan backstory episode this season yet, but the fact that he's down to do it and he wants to do it, I think is really cool. Maybe in season 9 or something we can see a full-on Negan flashback episode from beginning to end, whole thing with how he became Negan, do the Here's Negan storyline or something of the sort, which should be released soon, actually. I'm gonna review that when that comes out. I'm gonna buy that and review that with you guys. It's the Negan backstory in the comic book version, so that should be cool. But yeah, I mean, it should be cool to see all of that, and to get to see some kind of flashbacks will be cool as well too. Not that it'll be that different. He's still going to be a big effing dick, Star says, with a laugh. We spoke to Morgan to get some scoop on what to expect coming up, and while looking into the future, he expressed a desire to also dig deeper into Negan's past. So yeah, either way, you guys know whatever they do with Negan, I'm not going to complain. If they give us more, you know, Negan backstory with a flashback episode, I'm going to enjoy it. If they don't do that, but they somehow give him more attention later on in another season 9 or what have you, I'll also enjoy seeing that as well too. So it should be fun either way. I mean, and if nothing else too, you know, it adds some comedy to The Walking Dead. It adds some dark comedy, of course. Black comedy, just some new kind of feels to The Walking Dead that we're not used to. You know, one of the things about season 7, it includes a lot of those comedy episodes, a lot of things from him that, you know, most people probably are not going to laugh at because he's like the big bad of the series, but there's some funny stuff in there, man, and we don't really get that from Walking Dead much. So I personally love to see Negan. I think he's a great bad guy. If people just hate him, that's okay too, because you're kind of supposed to. It's kind of the gig, right? He's supposed to be hated, so he's doing his job. But at the same same time, he's got the charisma, and he's got kind of the other side to him too, where you can also understand and see how people like Dwight and the others can also fall under his charisma, liking bias type of spell, leading through fear and bashing people's heads in and the whole bit. A guy you definitely don't want to cross. So it's fun stuff. So, man, we're getting closer and closer. It is now October, of course, so just a few weeks now, man. Really excited for the premiere for The Walking Dead Season 8. Just can't wait to get it on at this point. Really excited to see what they have for us this year, and also for Fear to wrap up as well, too. That'll be it for today's video, guys. If you liked it, please don't forget to thumb it up below. You can also share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. You can do it at the bottom. So for this video, I'll see you guys again soon for another. As always, it's Trav, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon. Well, I hope you're wearing your subscribing pants.
What?
Your subscribing pants. Because you're going to subscribe to this channel wearing those pants.